So I had these two conflicting things, like, do I stay at the company? Do I do my master's? So I guess I just kind of took a gamble a bit. MIT offers what's called 6A. MIT uses numbers for everything. Course 6 is computer science. 6A was like this special master's program that was like a master's of engineering in industry. I knew coming in, I knew that I wanted to get my master's. I wanted to stay working at this company. I was really thought we were on the right track. I was really excited about what we were doing. So I had these two conflicting things, like, do I stay at the company? Do I do my master's? So I guess I just kind of took a gamble a bit. I kind of worked with the co-founders of our company and said that I wanted to do my master's, but I wanted to stay at the company, and they were very flexible with, what we did. They were familiar with the 6A program. So we kind of discussed maybe we could get our company Posh to be a 6A company. And I think traditionally the companies that you see in this program are like Google, Microsoft. Right here in the Massachusetts area, you have Lincoln Labs, just a lot of big companies established. So on our end, being a startup at the time, 6 people at the time, could we figure this out? And it just took a lot of emailing. So I reached out to the director of the 6A program, said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, gave him the details. I sat and had conversations with him. He gave me some other people to talk to and just made sure I kind of kept those communication doors open. It wasn't an easy process. There's a lot of things that are a little bit confusing in the process. I had to find a faculty advisor, which is a weird balance because I was doing research for the company, but the faculty advisor was obviously working for MIT, had his own research group that he was managing. So it was my research was it was not part of what he was doing, but still, look over my work a little bit and be able to provide me guidance. So very lucky that I was able to find someone. I had luckily good connections that put me in touch with him. But yeah, it was a little bit of a difficult process, but I just made sure to kind of email the right people, open up the door, see if something was possible before just kind of thinking I had to choose one or the other. And it ended up working out. I ended up doing a research project that was looking specifically at finding kind of the best way to take in incoming utterances to a chatbot and smartly route those to specific intents. So the domain is intent recognition. We call it at our company, and it's kind of known as across the industry. And it was a good experience. Very happy that it worked out. It was a really exciting time when I did the master's. Because it was the year that OpenAI had just released GPT, Google had just published BERT. So there's these massive game changer language models that were coming out, and I was able to play around with them as part of the research process.
So cool.
So yeah.
I really like that story. I think one thing that I really stress with the job market is that you don't know until you ask something. I think a lot of people would have said, oh, I'm going to have to either choose one of these two things. And it's always worth the experience, but it's also worth checking if the only drawback is really just time on your end. Especially when you're in that position, I would imagine you have a reasonable amount of time before having to make that decision. So I've talked with, I think, 3 people now who have gone into a scenario and they asked something that was a little bit unconventional and they were granted it. My friend Tina Huang, she went in, she got I think it was a software engineering internship. And after she got the internship, she said, oh, I'm a little bit more interested in the data science. Can I work with that team instead? And, they granted her that. And it's well, if you don't have exactly what you want from either a work or a school situation, why not try and experiment and get the best of both worlds? I think that is such a valuable lesson. And obviously it seems easy talking about it now. I'm sure it was a huge pain in the ass back then, but I love that story.